Everyone has been dropping points around them, and a victory against Everton, in theory, could close the gap to 3 points at the top of the table.
Yes, that's looking at those games at the weekend. I think especially the Aston Villa game, I was expecting them to be able to win. I think we've seen them win 15 or 16 times in a row domestically, and to go up against the Sheffield United side without any real form away from home or form in general, you thought they would have won that. So when they drew, I said, okay, that's interesting. And then going to that game, going into the Liverpool-Arsenal game, obviously the first versus second or whatever it was at the time, really exciting. Arsenal scoring early goals. You think, well, maybe Arsenal are going to be the team, but Liverpool fought through. And both sides, they jabbed at each other. And yeah, draws a fantastic result for City, but only if they can win that game in hand. And that game in hand is against an Everton side who'll be looking to bounce back after a defeat against Spurs, and who are also, in the grand scheme of things, in really good form. You know, obviously the 10-point deduction really does matter, but otherwise they'd be in a far better position. I think they'd be 9th, I think it would be. So yeah, I think it's great that they got that those two draws happened. You know, you do, but I think it also highlights the fact that the current position they're in is one whereby they need favours to be able to climb the table, and they shouldn't expect them to happen every single week. And if they are to start a run, you know, it kind of has to start now, because I wouldn't expect these sides up near the top to be dropping points in the way they did this weekend.
Mark, looking at that game at Anfield that you were at, did you get a sense that it would be Liverpool or Arsenal who are going to be more competitive when it comes to winning the league and beating Manchester City this season over the 38 games?
Well, I have to say I went there thinking Liverpool were that team. I thought Liverpool had... Liverpool...
Oh, no.
That's a shame.
Oggy, you're frozen.
Oh, no, is he unfrozen?
Frozen.
Just hoping that I don't have to go to you. Oh, there he's back. OK, start again, Mark.
I would have filled.
I was just saying that I went to Anfield thinking Liverpool would be that team, but I came away thinking Arsenal, and part of that is because Mo Salah's going to be away for 6 weeks, African Nations duty. But I just thought Arsenal were really impressive, a really impressive outfit, really brave, really bold. Whether they've got a left back that can win the league, I'm not sure, because Zinchenko wasn't great. But I think Arsenal have got that spirit. They've got a lot of good players, and I think they could really push hard this year and go on better than last season.
What do you think, Nedum? Who are you more concerned about?
I think Liverpool having that Anfield factor is always going to be a thing, because I think overall, in my opinion, I thought they were the better side yesterday. But I also fancied Arsenal going into the game because they don't really take a back step. They always want to be on the front foot against any opposition, and even going to Anfield to be able to do that requires a little bit of bravery, which I think they have in an abundance, rather. So I would think that Arsenal overall are in a better position now compared to where they were last year, even though they don't have the same mark points on the board, because I think they have more of a mentality to be able to dig in at tough times. And also, as Mark's just said there, they don't have one of their key players disappearing, you know, as it stands for a period of time. Obviously, injury can play into that. But yeah, I think Liverpool without Salah, for as good as they are, their ceiling drops down just that little bit, because he's someone that can just create something out of nothing. Whereas for Arsenal, you know, you're looking at Saliba, who's been magnificent. You're looking at Declan Rice, the midfield's been magnificent. And the two forwards will always be able to cause you some issues. And their aggressive approach will make so many teams uncomfortable. I believe that they're the ones who are more set to push on in the next few weeks. I think if he gets that wrong and maybe he tries to step to win the ball from Salah, then before you know it, they've got 2-3 players and the chance is far easier. But he delayed, and that makes the person on the ball have to make a decision. And sometimes it's not at the exact moment that they would want to. It's more so a case of the defender saying, well, now you have to do it. And I think he limited the angle as such. I think Alexander-Arnold should have scored, but it's a different chance compared to Alexander-Arnold being able to take a touch and let the shot go, because then he had to take it first time. So credit to Rice, it looks like overall for most people, they think he did nothing. But I guarantee most other people in that same situation would do something which would make the chance easier for whichever Liverpool player would be going through on goal.
Would you have kicked someone?
What?
If you're in that situation.
Well, who's he going to kick?
I don't know. You normally find someone.
he had 4 of them. He had 5 of them running at him. I mean, he couldn't. Listen, he couldn't have done any more.
Right.
Declan Rice. He couldn't have done any more. Because he made Salah make the decision, and the decision was that ball that Raheem Sterling should have played today, which was an even easier one. So Declan Rice couldn't have done any more, but that sort of typified his whole performance, didn't it?
Yeah.
You know, covering for Zinchenko and doing that. But yeah, Alexander-Arnold should have scored. But I think, and I was saying this yesterday. Yeah, that should have been buried. But I mean, how many away from home? Liverpool, David Raya probably had one of his quieter games in recent weeks. He wasn't forced to come and flap or try and catch too many balls. He wasn't forced into making too many saves at the near post or scrambling. So actually I thought Arsenal did a very good job in protecting them in some sorts.